Hey guys, it's Brooke. I'm just doing a video update about some spiritual experiences that I've had recently during this week. Last week I did a video just since I haven't been on the internet for a long time. Every week I'm going to try to get a video out about what I've been dreaming about because I've been having a lot of profound spiritual experiences and astral traveling experiences. First, I'd like you guys to say hello to my yo-yo because I'm definitely a 90s girl. And I love yo-yos. I could sleep them, I could walk them, I can do a metronome with it. I wasn't bad with a yo-yo. I'm not that good though. I'm not like those all-stars that could go around the world and stuff. But I love yo-yos, and that's just to show that yes, I am 28 years old and I still have a childlike heart. I'm a cartoonist. Just for you guys who don't know me, my name is Brooke. I go by many names because I went through many transitions. My name was Aurora. My name was Rose. My name was Star Princess and all this stuff. But my name is Brooke. And I'm a huge fan of art and music. I'm a cartoonist. And I love to write poetry. And I love art. I like to paint, draw, anything artistic I like to do. And I'm a huge kid. Now, I'm like a big kid, and I'm glad I picked being a cartoonist and being an artist as a profession because it just gives, like, I have an excuse to be a kid that people are like, you're a grown-ass woman and you're playing with a yo-yo and you're playing video games, and people always want to talk that trash and always want to say something bad about someone. I don't give a fuck what you think. If I'm happy, that's all that matters. If I'm happy playing with my yo-yo and having a childlike heart, because in my heart I'm a child, but when it comes to handling business, I grow up. And you gotta have that balance because there's too many people out here that are adults and they're too good to have some fucking fun. But anyway, let's get away from that rant. Let's talk about something very interesting and very serious. That, all jokes aside, this is some serious subject matter. So this is really, like, when I talk about my dreams and my experiences, I'm not just making stuff up for likes. Like, I don't care about likes. I never really got a lot of likes on Facebook and on my videos and a lot of views. I'm not doing this for that. I'm really doing this for the truth. I really stand by the truther community. They're doing some excellent work that I'm really happy that people are coming out talking about truth. Like, I'm really happy about that. So it gave me the courage to actually start a few years ago to start coming out talking about my truth. Now, before YouTube was popular and stuff, like, I used to speak to people about my experiences with demons and aliens and astral traveling and praying to God and stuff like that. I just want to make it clear that before I talk to you guys about this material, I am not religious. I have read the Bible. I have read the story of the Sumerian texts of Enki and Enlil. I have read ancient documents and stuff, and I try to keep an open mind because I'm not religious. I'm just a truth seeker, okay? I believe there is a God, and I do believe there's evil. I believe there's good, and I believe there's evil, okay? I don't believe in the Christian God, so don't think that I'm preaching the gospel of Christ and stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about from a truther's perspective. Spiritually, I've seen demons, I've seen evil forces, I've seen beings that want to put people in weird realities that aren't real by taking shape and form of the people you're familiar with, but in reality, they're actually dark, demonic, alien-like beings. I've been trying to preach this truth, like, for the longest, and I thank God people are coming out on YouTube to talk about this stuff, because for a long time, people have been calling me crazy. You're crazy. You got to go on meds. You're schizophrenic. You're all this shit. In reality, I'm really healthy. I work out 4 times a week. I'm not on drugs. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't go out to the club. I never really was a club person. I'm extremely boring. I'm just a nerdy girl who's observant, who's an artist, who likes philosophy and astronomy and understanding where the hell we came from and where we're going. Okay, that's all I want. I'm not a religious person. But here's the reality. There's some truth in the Bible. There's some truth in these religions. There's also a lot of bullshit. And we got to stop being afraid that if we question things, we're going to hell. I think the concept of hell is preventing us as a being in physicality to learn the truth about things because we're so scared about questioning the Bible. Oh my God, we're going to go to hell. We're going to go to hell because we're asking questions. We're living in ignorance. Ignorance is keeping me in hell, honestly. But let me just, before I start ranting about that stuff, I'm just want to move on. Alright, so I wrote some stuff down. This is my practice sketchbook. And yes, I do practice. Lots and lots of practice here. I have new artwork coming out. Something's coming out soon. I always say that. I looked at my videos. I said, man, I always say I'm coming out with some shit. I never come out with that shit. I'm dead ass serious. Like, I have to catch myself slipping because I be full of shit sometimes. I work on stuff because I have like an anxiety disorder. I work on stuff and I don't finish it. And then I get so much anxiety to the point where I don't finish stuff. And I'm like trying to kick my ass about getting on my ass about finishing things. But let me just get to the point of what I'm talking about today. What I'm talking about today is, hold on a second, I'm sorry. Just lost the page. I apologize. I just had the page open. This shit is crazy. I really just had the page open, and I'm sorry about that. Well, okay, until I find the page, basically what I want to talk about today, what I've experienced in my dreams recently, are psychic military. What are the psychic military? Well, I found out, I didn't know, here's the page. I didn't know or was aware, like I probably was getting arrested, but I'm fully aware that there are military personnel that are extremely psychic, and they train these people to go in the astral realm. And if you are astral traveling to like places like if you want to know something, because physically we can't walk on no military base, we're gonna get killed on sight. So because people want to know truth so bad, we astral travel to these places without us knowing, or if we really want to go, we'll eventually go. Excuse me. And I astral traveled to a military base. It was like an Air Force base, because I remember seeing a lot of planes. Being in this building, I remember there were FBI agents, and there was this huge window, and it was like, it looked very technologically advanced in this place. And I got caught. They saw me. Like, I wasn't physically there, but I was spiritually there, because when we really want to know something, our spirit will travel just as our body will walk down the street. Now, I'm going to read to you guys, that was just an example of one of the dreams I had a while ago. But I'm going to talk to you guys about these topics here, and I'm going to try to cover it within about 10 minutes, because I don't like rambling. I have a very bad habit of rambling, so I know people want me to get to the point. Here's what I want to talk about. Psychic military, spiritual exploration, being surveillanced by a psychic military, experience in dreams, experiencing reality in past, present, and future, and parallel worlds at the same time. Now let's talk about that really quickly. What I've learned through spiritual traveling, there are some times where I have dreams that don't connect in the sequences that I have them in. For example, one part I'll be in a beach in Barbados, another part I'll be on top of a building, another part I'd be feeling like experiencing something I experienced when I was a child. What I've learned and came to the conclusion is that our spirit, our soul, can experience multiple realities at the same time. I know that's hard to believe, because sometimes I have dreams where everything that's happening, it's not related. What I've learned is that these are different periods of, I just want to put this in quotes, because time. See, there's no such thing as time at all, just events. And that's the best way I could describe it, because the mind tries to interpret what's going on spiritually, and our minds are so limited. It can only understand things in a certain way, so the brain puts things in sequences. And I'm like, why am I in Barbados, and the next minute I'm on a tall building, and the next minute I'm at a train station? What does this all mean? And then it finally clicked on me, like, I'm not in the same dream sequence. I'm in different dream sequences going on at the same time. It's just my brain is interpreting it the best way it can by putting things in a sequential order. Okay? So that I wanted to get that out there, that if you're having dreams where you're in different places where things just don't make sense, really start practicing, like, after you remember your dreams, and that's something you have to practice too. I got quite good at it. I can remember a lot of detail in my dreams. Write things down or put it together, like, this doesn't make sense with this and this, and it will start to make more sense as you get older and start getting connected with your spirit. But yeah, souls can experience, and also parallel realities. There are realities that could be in your mind or actually happening, that you could be living the same life, but because you made different choices, that life's being carried out somewhere else. And when we go into spirit, we could be experiencing that life. Like, for example, what if I did stay in school? That's one reality. Oh, I left school. That's another reality. What if I just decide to go on drugs? Then that might be another reality. And I'm living in this physicality, this reality as such. You know, I left school. I decided to run my own business and work and just support myself as an artist. And, you know, just healthy, a very healthy, athletic person, a very spiritual person. So this is one reality. There could be a reality where I decided to not be spiritual, not be an artist, and just do something else in my life. So there's a possibility that we could be living in the past, present, and future and parallel realities all at the same time. Let me move on to the next thing, because I don't want to spend too much time. The second thing is being surveillanced by the psychic military, psychics and spiritual people trained to prevent those who astral travel from exploring military bases, such as Area 51, Air Force bases, cloning centers, and other highly secure areas. Now, I believe that there are people being trained, because I just got arrested in my dream. In a dream I had recently. Like, I realized I had this pattern recognition going. Like, how come every time I'm exploring something, like if I'm in an Air Force base, or I'm exploring something to do with aliens, someone's always stopping me and arresting me, and I'm in the spiritual realm. So I'm like, how could someone stop me? Because they can see you. They have people trained to stay in the astral realm to protect these secrets and this truth. They don't want us knowing the truth. So even on the spiritual level, because we can't physically walk into Area 51, but spiritually, if your heart wants to know truth really bad, you pray to God, you will travel there. Whether you want to or not, you will eventually travel there through spirit. And they got police out there stopping your spirit, because they can see your spirit body. They'd be like, what are you doing here? And they'll arrest you. And then they'll send demons, yes, I said demons, demonic aliens and other beings to you to keep bothering you and putting you in weird realities, so that you're deceived and you can't see the truth. I had a dream. I'm going to give you guys an example. I had a dream where, and this is a really serious topic, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I have to say it because God is telling me to say it. Like I said before, I'm not religious. I do believe there is a God, because I feel it in my heart and I see it in my dreams. I had a dream where I was exploring something. I was doing some investigating about people who went missing in the town I was in. Don't ask me where I was. I don't know. I was in a suburban area and I was looking for missing people. I ran into a police officer. He's like, what are you doing? And he arrested me. The police officer, who was this black guy. Now, I don't know who it was. It could have been a demon. It could have been an alien, because these beings, they like to have fun, because human beings are on such a low level. They'll change yourself into anybody. So this guy takes me to this church. I'm like, why is the police officer taking me to a church? And then under that church, through this hidden doorway that you need a security code to get through, I went down there and I was afraid of what I saw. And I've never heard of anything like this before. I've looked at a lot of truth stuff on the internet, but nobody has ever talked about something like this. This is the first time I've experienced this stuff in my dream. Okay? So the guy took me downstairs, and downstairs was, under the church, there were a bunch of missing children under the church being used as sex slaves. And under that church, don't ask me where the church is. I don't know where this church was. I just know it was like in the nighttime. I was taken in handcuffs. And also in that church was a small mini lab cloning center. And there was a sign on the top that said cloning. I might get in a lot of trouble for talking about this, but this is what I saw in my dream. So I was under a church, under the church where there was a security code that you had. No one knew about that shit except certain people. And there was a guy there, and he told me, you bitch, you better stop snooping around. You're going to be my sex slave. And he put me in handcuffs and locked me in this room. So I saw a room that said cloning under a church, and there were missing children under there. I've never read or heard of anything like this until I had a dream like this. So I'm not going to sit here and ignore this. Like, this might be a reality. Like, it doesn't surprise me how evil and what these people do to folks. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a cloning center under churches. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were kidnapping children under certain churches. I'm not trying to say all churches are like this. I just want to make that clear, because I don't want someone to say, oh, Brooke is so anti-church. She's saying there's cloning centers under church. But in my dream, I was taken to to a church, and under that church was a room, and on top of the room, it seemed like a little doctor's office. It said cloning. And I swear on my heart that I had a dream like this, and I never seen anything like this on the internet. I've seen a lot of weird shit, but this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So I had to talk about it. They could be taking children, and I'm not talking about all churches, but I'm talking about probably churches that are on board with the evil agenda, who practice, unfortunately, practice satanic practices, and they I hate to say this, man. I really do. I'm probably going to get myself in a lot of fucking trouble. They're probably going to send more demons and more bullshit my way. I already went through enough being attacked by this stuff, but I have to get the truth out. I really do. I believe God, the real God, not these weird fake gods and these Bibles and these all the stuff. If you can't see that the God of the Bible is just the same as Satan in the Bible, they're both the same character. I mean, it didn't take me long to realize, like, these beings both seem evil, but there is evil in the world. There is a God, and there is an evil force, but it's not how we understand it. We're so afraid to go to hell, we don't want to question anything. That's the problem with religion. It's like, if you don't believe this, then you're going to go to hell and burn forever, instead of worrying about getting to the facts and truth, and just thinking about truth more than getting everything being perfect, because there's no way we could be perfect in this world. This world's all fucked up, and if you don't realize that by now, then all the shit's just all these lies. Like, I'm so freaking passionate about this shit, I can't even talk. Let me just I'm gonna break this into a part 2, because it's already been 18 minutes. So, alright, part 2 coming.